Palisades Charter High School, a magnificent public educational institution home to over 2,500 students, has been among the finest high schools in California for years. With a gorgeous campus and impressive faculty, Pali is the perfect place to receive a first-class education. However, there has been an issue terrorizing students.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
And I was terrified for my life. I didn't know what to do.
I don't feel like it's a safe environment for me to be, living in. I walk through the quad and I think, wow, this isn't safe, this is a battlefield.
But what exactly is this issue that terrorizes students so much? Seagulls are carnivorous, ferocious flying animals that live in coastal areas and beaches. Their distinct, harsh screeching noises penetrate the ears of all within a reasonable radius and scavenge through the garbage hoping to feed themselves. Their life expectancy is 50 years. 50 years of terror, 50 years of annoyances, 50 years of insanity. They congregate in massive groups, sometimes reaching 100 per flock. The danger that they pose is not because of their carnivorous, violent nature, but rather their disgusting habits of letting loose on buildings, facilities, and most unfortunately, people.
It was lunchtime, and I was talking with my friend, and then, as I was talking to him, he just kind of looks at me with this look on his face like either he felt bad for me or he was going to make fun of me. And he points at my shoulder. I look over and I'd gotten shit on, and I look over and I have to take off my jacket. He's laughing at me, as a friend probably would, but it was unfortunate because I looked like a douchebag for the rest of the day because I had a wife beater under my jacket. I just walked around with a wife beater and nothing else on except my pants. It's pretty bad.
A friend of mine had a harrowing encounter with the seagull that left her scarred for life. One day, as she was leaving lunch, a seagull from nowhere flew above and dropped not dark, it's like white on the outside and black on the inside, but a terrible missile. And it landed and hit splat right in her face, right here. Part of it dribbled into her mouth, part of it splattered up into her eye. She was horrified. She stood there for several minutes in abject terror of what had just happened to her. Fortunately, several kind bystanders, including me, rushed to the scene to attend to the injury, but the accident happened. The damage was done. I doubt she'll forget that instant for the rest of her days because a seagull crapped on her face and part of it got in her mouth and her eye. It's terrible. It's terrible.
We've both experienced our friend. He got pooped on while he was walking to class on the shoulder.
Yeah, sex.
He was kind of mad and
Depressed.
and I don't think anybody likes being pooped on by seagulls.
I personally have not had an experience with seagulls, but I have a close friend, a dear friend of mine, who a seagull in her mouth, and it was pretty intense. It was a bad day for all of us, and I wake up every morning and I think, wow, this could be the day that I meet my fate with the seagulls, and it's scary. I don't feel like it's a safe environment for me to be, living in. I walk through the quad and I think, wow, this isn't safe, this is a battlefield.
It was a beautiful fall lunch. I was eating out, and out of nowhere the big storm of seagulls came, and I was terrified for my life. I didn't know what to do. I'm sorry, I get emotional whenever I tell this story. Came out of nowhere, and seagulls just on them, and it was terrible. It was about it came from the left, it came from the right, it came from the north, it was just everywhere. And that's why I started with seagulls.
It has been well established that these beasts pose a threat to our public education. However, how can this problem be solved? Is there a definite way to rid Pali of seagulls? Will our beautiful establishment ever experience a seagull-free life? What do you think can be done to fix this problem?
Allow guns at the school, take them all out. That, or we on a mass extermination of like pesticides on birds.
I don't know if we should kill all the seagulls, poison them, or rebuild the school somewhere else. But one of those two options sounds the most realistic, I think.
I think every time the seagulls come, we should pull out our grenade guns and just shoot them down. They're a problem. They're a menace to society.
Well, the seagulls are taking our jobs, and I think that's a serious problem. When seagull Americans are taking the jobs of us human Americans who work really hard, and the seagulls just pick up our scraps and take our jobs. I think if we build a wall between us and the sky, that'll prevent the seagulls from taking our jobs and taking our students to Catalina. So I think we should just build a wall between the ground and the sky. And let the seagulls get their own jobs and their own food and their own students.
But is this really what will keep the seagulls away? We must first look at what brings them here in the first place, the trash. All these scavengers want to do is eat the scraps that are thrown carelessly on the floor. They have no regard for your Gucci purse or your swagged out shirt. All their primitive minds want to do is eat. And if we continue to make this campus filthy, more will continue to terrorize our lives. So, what can really be done to rid ourselves of their nuisance?
I think the problem can be fixed by not leaving as much trash on the field, because they come. That's what the seagulls come for. They want to eat. They want to eat all our trash. And if we, pick it up and put it in the garbage, it take 2 seconds out of your time.